Have you ever felt drawn to the wild, empty spaces on the map? Those blank, mysterious corners where the world seems untouched, where silence reigns and the horizon stretches on forever? For some, these places are intimidating, but for others, they call out like a distant echo, promising adventure and discovery. For me, that call came from the Norwegian Arctic, a vast icy landscape at the top of the world. Here, the land is shaped by ancient glaciers and endless winter, a place where the sun barely rises for months and the cold is a constant companion. I imagined a place of profound silence, broken only by the crunch of snow beneath my boots, and the haunting howl of the wind as it swept across the frozen plains. The Arctic, I thought, would be a world stripped down to its essentials, raw, beautiful, and unforgiving. Living on an Arctic base seemed both romantic and daunting, a chance to step away from comfort and into a life dictated by the seasons. The idea of being part of a small, close-knit community, isolated from the rest of the world, was both thrilling and a little terrifying. I pictured myself wrapped in layers of wool and down, my breath crystallizing in the frigid air under the endless polar night. The darkness would be absolute, broken only by the glow of headlamps and the shimmer of distant stars. What would it be like to live so far from the bustle of modern life? The thought was both intimidating and exhilarating. Would I find peace in the solitude, or would the isolation weigh on me as the days stretched into weeks? My journey began with books and maps, inspired by explorers who braved these frozen lands before me. I pored over their journals by lantern light, tracing their routes and imagining the hardships they faced, the courage it took to venture into the unknown. Preparing for the Arctic is meticulous. Every item packed matters when the nearest shop is hundreds of miles away. From thermal layers to emergency rations, each piece of gear could mean the difference between comfort and hardship, or even survival. The anticipation built with every checklist, every story read. I found myself daydreaming about the journey ahead, imagining the challenges and the moments of awe that awaited me. With excitement and a touch of fear, I answered the call, ready to trade city streets for endless snowfields and the noise of traffic for the silence of the tundra. I knew I was leaving behind the familiar, stepping into a world where nature sets the rules. I wanted to witness the northern lights, to stand beneath the swirling colors and feel the profound peace of true wilderness. The Arctic promised moments of wonder that would stay with me forever. This was my chance to connect with a world few ever see, a journey into the heart of winter, where every step forward is a step into the unknown, and every day brings a new story written in snow and ice. The final leg of the journey is by a small, sturdy plane, descending onto a white canvas of snow-covered mountains and frozen fjords. As the propellers slow and the wheels touch down, the world outside the window feels both alien and mesmerizing. A place where the horizon blurs into a seamless expanse of ice and sky. The anticipation in the cabin is palpable, each passenger quietly absorbing the magnitude of where we've arrived. The base appeared as a cluster of colorful buildings, fragile yet defiant against the vastness. Their bright hues stand out in stark contrast to the endless white, a beacon of human presence in a land that seems untouched by time. It's a reminder that even here, at the edge of the world, people have carved out a place to belong. Stepping off the plane, the cold hit like a physical force, the air so crisp it felt like my first real breath. Each inhale stung with icy clarity, awakening every sense. My boots crunched on the snow and my breath hung in the air, visible and fleeting. Silence reigned, muffled by a thick blanket of snow. The only sounds were the distant hum of the plane cooling and the soft whisper of wind across the drifts. It was a silence so deep it felt sacred, an invitation to listen to the land itself. The isolation was immediate. I was a tiny speck in an endless expanse. The sheer scale of the landscape was humbling, making every worry and thought seem insignificant in comparison. Here, solitude is not just a feeling, but a presence that surrounds you. Inside, the base was warm and inviting, filled with friendly faces from around the world. Laughter echoed in the halls, and the aroma of shared meals drifted through the air, creating a sense of home far from home. We were a small community, bound by our shared experience at the edge of the world. Each person brought their own story, their own reasons for coming to this remote place, and together we formed a family of explorers and dreamers. That first evening, I watched the sky shift from pearlescent grey to deep indigo. No sun, just lingering twilight. The lights seemed to stretch on forever, painting the snow in shades of blue and silver, as if time itself had slowed to a gentle pause. The beauty was overwhelming, the isolation matched by awe. Every direction offered a new vista, each more breathtaking than the last, and I felt both lost and found in the immensity of it all. I knew this place would change me. The Arctic demanded respect, patience and humility, and I was ready to learn from it. Its stark beauty and silence would leave a permanent mark. Every moment here felt heightened, every detail etched into memory by the clarity of the cold and the quiet. The Arctic had claimed a piece of my soul, and as I stood beneath that endless twilight sky, I knew I would never be the same. Life in the Arctic quickly settles into a necessary rhythm. With months of polar night, structure is essential. My day began with artificial sunlight and layers of warmth. The dining hall was our heart, where we gathered for hearty meals and shared stories before heading to our duties. Scientists analyzed ice cores, technicians maintained vital equipment, and I documented life and landscape. The brief midday twilight was a precious window for a brisk walk, a reminder the sun was just below the horizon. Every job mattered. Each task contributed to our survival. Evenings brought us together for dinner, laughter and relaxation. Films, games, or a workout in the tiny gym. This routine was our anchor, turning strangers into a close-knit family. In a world without sunrises or sunsets, our daily rhythm kept us grounded. It was structure in the midst of endless night, and it made the Arctic feel like home. The Arctic's two great challenges are the cold and the darkness, forces that shape every moment of life here. Temperatures can plummet below -40 degrees Celsius, a cold so intense it feels almost otherworldly, biting through even the thickest layers. In these conditions, exposed skin can freeze in just minutes, and the wind only makes it worse, turning the air into a relentless adversary. Preparing to step outside becomes a daily ritual, one that demands patience and precision. You start with thermal layers, then add fleece for warmth, followed by a heavy parka and insulated boots to shield you from the snow and ice, and finally, thick gloves and a wool hat to protect your extremities from the bitter chill. Miss a single piece, and you risk frostbite, a constant reminder of nature's power. But it's not just the cold. The polar night brings months without sunrise, plunging the world into a deep, unending twilight. The darkness confuses your body's rhythms and tests your spirit, making even simple tasks feel monumental. To fight the polar gloom, we rely on bright artificial lights, regular routines, and shared moments of laughter. Community becomes a lifeline, helping us stay healthy in both body and mind. Yet the darkness reveals a beauty all its own. The world glows with moonlight and starlight, transforming the snow into a shimmering, magical landscape. Every flake of snow reflects the faintest shimmer, turning the night into a world of silver and blue. And then, the aurora borealis appears, ribbons of green and violet dancing across the sky, a breathtaking spectacle that feels like a reward for enduring the long night. In those moments, the darkness becomes a gift, revealing the Arctic's most spectacular wonders and reminding us why we endure. The cold and dark demand respect, but they also inspire awe and humility. They teach resilience, patience, and the value of preparation. Every day is a lesson in survival, teamwork, and the discovery of beauty found nowhere else on Earth. The Arctic's challenges shape you, leaving you with a sense of wonder that lingers long after you leave. Its gifts, both harsh and beautiful, stay with you forever, a reminder of the power and majesty of the cold and the dark. In the Arctic, we are guests in an animal's kingdom. The landscape, though stark, teems with life, creatures perfectly adapted to the cold. Polar bears are the most iconic and formidable. Strict safety rules keep us vigilant. Arctic foxes, with their white winter coats, dart playfully around the base. Svalbard reindeer graze the tundra, their presence a gentle reminder of life's resilience. Ptarmigan burst from the snow, and seals or even whales appear in the icy fjords. Each wildlife encounter is a gift, a reminder of the vibrant ecosystem we're part of. Living here teaches deep respect. Observe quietly, leave no trace, protect their world. We are not just visitors but guardians of this fragile place. These moments of coexistence are lessons in humility and stewardship. In the Arctic, your companions become your family. Isolation forges deep bonds. Meals, work, laughter, and quiet awe are shared. We celebrated holidays with creativity, turning simple gatherings into feasts of joy. Support was vital. A listening ear or a hot drink could lift anyone's spirits. Trust and mutual reliance were absolute. Everyone's safety depended on it. Here, status and background fade. What matters is kindness, humor, and teamwork. Friendships formed in the polar night are some of the strongest I've ever known. They are bonds forged in frost, lasting a lifetime. Even in the Arctic, the need to connect with loved ones remains strong. Satellite internet was our lifeline, slow, precious, and shared. Emails and messages became treasured, each one a thread to home. We wrote long letters, shared photos of auroras and daily life. Receiving news from home was grounding, a reminder of the world beyond the ice. Video calls were rare and emotional, bridging the vast distance for a few precious minutes. The effort made every connection more meaningful. We learned to be present, to value each message. The distance made reunions all the sweeter. Surviving the Arctic means embracing its unique culture. We adopted Kos, the Norwegian art of coziness, finding warmth in shared stories, hot drinks, and quiet moments. Outdoor gatherings around a bonfire, even in winter, connected us to centuries of Arctic tradition. The silence here is powerful, filled with energy rather than emptiness. Listening to the snow, the wind, and distant wildlife became a form of meditation. Immersion in the Arctic soul changes your perspective, teaching respect for nature and the value of simplicity. You learn to find joy in small moments and to appreciate the delicate balance of this ecosystem. The Arctic is not a wasteland, but a vibrant, living world. Letting it in changes you forever. Leaving the Arctic is as surreal as arriving. Watching the base shrink below, you return to a world of color, noise, and warmth. The transition is jarring. Life feels louder, faster, almost unreal. But the Arctic leaves its mark, a quiet resilience, a new perspective, and a deep respect for nature. You carry the silence, the memory of the aurora, and the friendships forged in frost. The Arctic teaches you to value simplicity and to stand in awe of the wild. These are the true souvenirs, far more precious than any photograph. Close your eyes and imagine the cold air, the silence, the dancing lights. Can you feel the awe? This is the gift of the Arctic. A chilling adventure, yes, but also a journey into the heart of what it means to be human.